Hello chaps, and welcome back to the Ration Book. First and foremost, thank you all so much for your lovely comments regarding little Shakes. She took a turn for the worst. She lost all her weight, went off her food, wouldn't drink, head was kind of sluggish. So it was very quick. Don't really know what it was. This time last year, I lost Moi Moi. She'd made it to just over 6 years old. So I just think maybe it's coming out of the winter, maybe it's the heat, we haven't had a great spring this year. We've sort of gone straight from winter into the height of summer. So maybe it's that. I don't know. She was 4.5 years old, so she's done well, with her dodgy neck. I thought that she was probably only going to make it to about 3 anyway, because she kind of slept very well, and I think if you don't sleep very well, you're not the strongest, are you? But no, she's made it to 4.5, so I think that's very good innings for her. So that's it. Moi Moi had a duff leg, so I seem to accumulate chickens with the X Factor. They've got the sob story. The average lifespan for a chicken is sort of maybe around 7 years. I have heard of someone got their chicken to 9 years before, but they're chickens that are born and raised non-commercial. The commercial ones, they don't have that long of a lifespan, but their lives are short, and you try and make every day fun. And as long as they have their nibbles and their cuddles and company, as long as they've got a friend, they're happy. They're lovely little creatures. They're lovely little personalities. So if you are thinking of getting chickens, I would recommend that you get 3. Because if you lose one, then they've still got a friend. Shakes was okay because she had the cat, she had mummy's dog, she had me, she had mummy. She wasn't on her own really ever. So there was always company for her in one form or another. But so that's what I would recommend if you get 3. And usually around this time, or maybe slightly a bit earlier in the year, they are looking to the ex-commercials are looking to get rid, and there's plenty of places you can go get a chicken for, I don't know, 50p a pound or something. It's just to save them from the cat food factory, really, isn't it? But so rest in peace, little Shakes. Okay, so that's that being said, I'm going to move on to a knitter natter. Woohoo! I haven't done one of these in ages. So that's because I haven't been knitting for a while. However, we're back on now. The garden's sort of set up. I'm not working so many stupid hours, so I can knit again. Yay! Yay! Right, so you might remember that I was saying way back that I really could do with a new dressing gown, and that still stands. I tried one on yesterday in the charity shop, and it was just that bit too snug around the arms. You think, but never mind. So I thought, okay, right, well, I can't afford one at the moment. We're still up in the air with the houses and everything. I might at any moment need every spare penny I've got. However, I don't begrudge myself spending a few quid here and there at the charity shops. Life's for living, So instead, I have ruffled through my patterns, and I am currently making this rather lovely bed jacket. I don't know what the year is, but I'm going to suspect early 50s. This is how far I've got so far. Now, I've never worked a lace pattern before, so I've got to do, it's a 4-row repeat. I've got to do 41 of those repeats to do a sleeve, and it's knit all in the one thingy. So I don't quite know how the construction's going to go with it. But I'm slowly working my way up this, and then it looks like you have to increase your stitches or something, and then you carry on knitting along. I don't really know, but we'll find out as we go. But I just thought this kind of design is going to be so good come autumn for just throwing over your shoulders and keeping that chill off, you know, especially when you're going through a certain change in life. you're going your hot colds. So yeah, I thought it was a really cute design. I thought actually you could probably even wear this out, you know, just as a throw over, because it's, you know, it'll do the job. And I thought, you know, well, yeah. Tension wise, I think I've got it, but if I haven't, it's one of them where you throw it on, isn't it? Yeah, I've never worked with lace before. I do like the lace pattern. You can see it slightly better if you put it up against some sort of, here we are, the wall. I wonder if you can see it. It's a nice sort of running lace pattern, so rather good. I'm currently working with, it's made out of really, really rubbish thread. If I show you 1 second, that's the setup I've got going on. I've got 3 of those cones thing on because I have very little 4-ply. I've next to none really 4-ply, and all these heritage patterns are in 4-ply, but I've got loads of cones of just random thread and stuff. If I show you the stash, so bearing in mind I knit for what, 6 or 7 months straight from October through to spring, doing mittens, socks, scarves. I made my cardigan. I made, was it this one or was it the mustard one? Whatever, one of them. I knit all of that, and I've still got, after that, that's my stash. So here's my trolley from Cromford Mills. So I've found my use. It has its purpose. So that's that. I've got these. I need to unpick this. So basically what this stash is, it's just what I've acquired over time. I've been watching Bewitched. I do love me a series 1 and 2 of Bewitched. I love it. Elizabeth Montgomery, Dick York. Oh, they're fabulous. Yeah, over time it's just an accumulation of yarn, really, whether it's been gifted, whether I've found it, whether I've bought one of those bargain bundles. I have bought quite a few from the past from Yeoman's Yarns, and they do these bargain boxes. I don't know whether I've mentioned it or not, but yeah, they do these bargain boxes, and it comes in really quite, you know, inexpensive. There's a mix between the good quality and the duff yarn in them. And the good quality yarn I've knit with long ago. So now, really, all of that yarn, I'm just kind of like, there's not a lot of good that I would class as good in there, really. So I think the idea is, come autumn and winter, I do want to do a little stall of my socks and my mittens and things at the autumn winter fairs, just to make pin money for Christmas, really. You know, if I can provide low-cost stocking fillers, and in return I get to knit away, which I love doing, and I get to decrease the stash of yarn that I'm not particularly that keen on having, and then they get a cheap gift. I mean, everyone's a winner. Everyone's a winner. And then I can use that yarn to go and buy the yarns that I would really like to knit, because it's not a very sophisticated collection of yarns. But that being said, I can't just donate it because I'm a knitter. I went into John Lewis yesterday and looked at the prices of these yarns, and I about had a heart attack. I was just like, oh my God, okay, yeah. So you know, every bit of yarn, every bit of scrap is precious, but at the same time, it would be nice to knit through what you've got, so then you can have a fresh collection, a fresh stash. I've been really enjoying watching Retro Claude's stash busting series. I know she's had a few months off, and you know, life. I mean, you know, like she said, she's been busy with the ball and this, that, and the other. You know, it's okay to take a bit of time off from time to time, and you do what you need to do, you know. But yeah, so that's that. So, right, we're going to carry on with this. So that's the first work in progress that's on the go. I'm kind of obsessed with cracking on with this at the moment. I really want to, it's taking a long time. It's small needles, thin yarn. It's taken a while. The amount of times I've had to rip back because I've made a mistake. I think I ripped back about 4 times, and then I finally accepted that this was the kind of pattern that I just couldn't be distracted with. No radio, no TV, no nothing. I had to just knit and to keep on it now. However, now I'm a bit further along, I am able to sort of knit and do. I've worked it out in my head. Like I said, I'm not used to knitting with lace. I'm more of a Fair Island cable, but plain knitting and ribbing. That's what I like. But yeah, so that's the first thing that's on the go. I'm hoping to have that done come maybe, I don't know, August, so I can throw it over. Lovely, that's the distiller finished. Right, so another one that I've been working on is from Stitchcraft 1959. And it is again, I was thinking autumn, I was thinking keeping the chill off, keeping you warm. And it was this rather nice jacket in a bramble stitch. Again, I've never used a bramble stitch. However, I think I've got, I know I've gone wrong because the shape is a bit suspicious. So I'm going to have to rework. I'm going to have to think. This is from a ripped top that, I knit and I barely wore. I've had it years in the bottom of the wardrobe, and I thought, you know what? Even though I need to try and work my way through all this stash, I'm not wasting yarn. But I thought, this will knit up quite nice, won't it? Especially a bramble stitch, it's knitting up rather well. I mean, it's not very defined because, again, it's rubbish acrylic. But I just thought for the garden, for chucking something on, because the sleeves, again, they only come to sort of, if you can see the sleeves, they only come to sort of about here. The same as this one, only comes to about here. So if you're washing up, doing the pots, or you're out in the garden, you don't have to keep doing all this palaver, pulling your sleeves up. So I thought, well, that's a good idea. But it's a bit misshapen. I've gone a bit skew-it, if you can see. Shall I hold on? It's not exactly the same shape from once. Well, that's really steep, and that one goes wee. But it's a lovely stitch. Even though it's really rubbish yarn that's been worked and worked. I think this is about the 3rd time of working this yarn now. Yeah, it's a nice little stitch. So this will be worth ripping and doing again. However, I've lost all enthusiasm for it, so we're moving on. We're focusing on. I'm just envisioning myself knocking around the house in bed with my little bed jacket on, staying nice and warm. Yeah. So that's that one. Also, I've got to do a lot of knitting. I need to stock up the shop at some point. Have I got anything else on the go at the moment? Yes, I've got a hot water bottle, a 1930s hot water bottle cover, but that's upstairs. That's bedtime. That's very simple knitting, and that's from the Big Book knitting thing. Many knitters might know that. That's the Big Book. So yeah, I'll put it as the thumbnail maybe. Right, so then I have been to the charity shop and got myself another little collection. See, the house sale's dragging, and it's up and down, up and down, up and down. I was saying, like, last time I spoke, I think I said that was it, no more. Well, that was months ago. we've moved on in life since then, so we bought goodies. So I've got myself a Beehive family knitting book, and I think, I mean, there's some nice patterns in here, you know. Bit of Fair Isle going on. I think they're on the front. I think this is a 1971, I think. See, again, that just looks like a very simple, easy to wear, comfy throw on. Again, quite cute. Yeah, could almost see Kate Middleton in that. But really, I bought this primarily for that stitch. I really like that colourway, that stitch that that jumper is. And I just thought, have you ever bought a pattern just purely for the stitch? Because you like the stitch. There's no patterns in there you like, but just the stitch, you know, or the texture or something, you know. So, yeah, I was just curious about that. I thought that was a cool look. I thought that's a very vintage look as well. A very vintage sort of stitch. So there was that one. I've got one of my favourite books is my Vogue knitting patterns book. It goes from, there's patterns from the 20s right through to the 80s. It's like a consolidation. That was a great find, that knitting book. There's very few duff ones in there. And what that was is patterns from all these different Vogue knitting books over the years that they've done. Now, there was a bit of a collection of these there. And, I mean, I spent a good time searching through because there's an awful lot of duff patterns from the past, isn't there? I mean, you know, there's some gorgeous ones and then there's an awful lot of duff. You have to, it's like a rummage sale. You have to, you know, go through, don't you? So I thought, yes, this one. And again, I'm intrigued because one day I really would love, so there's your suits. I'd really love to make like some swimwear. And just so happens that there were swimwear in here somewhere. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's this one with the swimming cosy in. But I just love it. I just love the fact that, you know, you got the adverts. You know, we've got the fold out here. And it's things like, you know, you've got your adverts for Lux soap and stuff. And I hear a lot of that advertised when I listen to the radio plays on YouTube. I forget what the channel is. But yeah, Lux Radio Theatre. If you YouTube that, you'll be able to come up with it. And what they do is they consolidate the popular films of the day. And they consolidate them down into a radio play. So I think I found them via looking for It's a Wonderful Life, the Christmas film. And they had that, and it was like, Lux soap, da 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 da. And you're just like, oh, okay, yeah. You know. And they've got some really cool radio plays there. But yeah. Oh, we got this swimming cosy. Where is it? Ah, there it is, 15. So it is in this book. Let's find it. I'm just so curious as to wearing one. I mean, I thought that dress there is quite flattering, I think, probably for most people. Just a simple dress using colourway. Yeah. So, got a sort of tunicky thing there. There they are. Ha ha ha. Now, it's the black and white one that I'm interested in. It looks like it's sort of a short bottom with a tunic top. So, you know, play it by ear, because you try and find these vintage retro style swimsuits, and I mean, I did find one website that kind of had something quite cool, but I can't find it again. I don't know where it's gone. So, but also, knitted swim cozies. I mean, you gotta be honest. You'll be the most quirky one at the pool, wouldn't you? And so then I thought I'd get myself a Fair Isle. Nothing particularly spectacular in it, although I do quite like that beret scarf set. But I just thought, well, I haven't got a patterns Fair Isle, I don't think. Only a 48 one, but I think that's a Dorothy. And then this one, 1959 March, modern knitting. But I didn't realise at the time that it's for machine knitting. So, I mean, I do quite like the Fair Isle action going on there. I think that's rather cute. And you've got the old adverts and things. But someone's had a good time. But yeah, so other than that, flipping through this, was there anything particular? I just think I just bought it because it was 1959. You know, I'm always on the lookout for things that, you know, if I can make a video out of, you know, one of these like day in the life videos or something. But I just love looking at the adverts, you know, things like that. Looking at the price of things. I mean, these kind of magazines, they've always got recipes and stuff in. And you think, you wouldn't get that now, you know, but then again, you might, I don't know, I don't buy them, the modern ones. But the ones that I've got, they don't put recipes and, you know, short stories and stuff in. But, yeah, I don't really think, oh, the ER look. Be slick and slim, wear the right girdle. Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm on the lookout, actually, for a girdle. I might actually need to I've been on What Katie Did website, and then but I do prefer to buy from a face. I don't like, unless I really have to, I don't like to do the online sales, because I do believe in the shops. So, yeah, there's nothing, I don't think there's any spectacular designs going on here. I mean, that's a cute little girl's top, but yeah, but you know, just nice to have, you know, decent condition. Anyway, this was the star buy from yesterday. It is the Family Knitting Book, 1971. It is a 68, I believe. So, cute little picture to begin. Where are we at? 1969, 1972, fourth impression. So, yeah. And it's actually got a lot of rather nice designs in. There's lots of toys and stuff at the back. You usually get that, don't you? There's lots of description. Let's see if we can... See if I can do it that way. So... You know, it's really well illustrated, and for helping you to get there. Oh, see, I mean, straight away, I think that was just illustrations, just straight off the bat. Isn't that a lovely cardie? Isn't that a lovely cardie? Very nice. Very nice. I could see me wearing that. Again, a decent warm jacket. If you made it in, you know, proper wool, that would keep you rather nice and warm. What we got? Nice dress. Now, the thing that caught my eye is on page 8, and I thought, ooh, even I could rock that. You know, I'm not gonna even say even at my age. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I could rock this. Balls to getting old. Hey. I think I'd look rather cool in that. A scalloped dress with a polo neck. I'd be half tempted though to make like a V at the back, because I don't know whether this would be a bit too warm. You know with the moments, the flashes, get a bit too warm with it. But I think it's rather cute. I think I could wear that absolutely fine, not a problem. Then we've got the usual sort of jumpers and what have you. But we've got another selection where we've got some pictures. Da, 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 da. Oh, a dress for getting in and out the car. Is there a nice one on the page before that? Where am I looking? Where am I looking? Oh no, just a top. But yes. Oh, snazzy, snazzy. Yeah, again, nice detail, and I don't know whether that is this bit here on his sleeves and the bod. I don't know whether that is stockinette or it's something else. So this bit here outside of the main design. So yeah, looks cool though. It looks cool. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to. I mean, again, that's a nice one, but this next girl's frock, just it's so vintage. Doesn't it just give you the vintage vibes? You know, you think, yeah, that's totally 70s, isn't it? 60s, 70s. Yeah, love that. Fantastic addition to the collection. What else is there to chat about? I should have warned you, get a cup of tea, really, at the beginning of the video. Maybe I'll do, maybe I should think on that next time. But, yeah, no, just thank you so much for your thoughts and your comments and for joining me. And, yes, I will be getting more chickens. Of course I will. Of course I will. The cat is now back living with Granny. That's the pigeon on the garden roof. Oh, dear, never mind. The garden room roof. Yes, Mills is back living with Granny, so she's got the dog for company, because she does get lonely, she does get bored, and with me being out at work, a portion of the week, I'd like to leave her on her own. Other than that, yeah, she's all good, and I think Carolyn is doing she's doing a live this Sunday, I think, the 9th. So don't forget to check in and have a chat there. Yeah, other than that, I think I will carry on with my knitting, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.